Yes.
And yes, all these suckers here changed their minds, but I didn't change mine.
How you balance?
I'm a man who likes to follow through with his plans.
Here forever. I'm feeling foreign forces, but never moving awkward.
This is a WAV file that's directly in. There should be no reason. No worries. More than one way to skin a cat. This allows everybody to come in and hear the song, that's all.
So this like a stronger Zoom program?
Yeah, and allows you to go to different platforms and stream to different platforms. Here we go.
And yes, all these suckers here changed their minds, but I didn't change mine.
How you balance?
I'm a man who likes to follow through with his plans.
Here forever. I'm feeling foreign forces, but never moving awkward. I spark the flame like I'm moving torches. Trackhouse be the fortress. I defend it like a fire-breathing dragon. I scorch the scene before they even know what happened. So far away from capping, the lies can't even be in the lane that I'm lapping. I lead, therefore I am the captain. So far away from trapping, but I always keep a toe in. Don't nothing touch this body that is low end. My jeans is 4N. Japanese denim, keep that undercover. I never trust my lover, cause that bitch might be the feds. Only speak the real, cause the lies are dead. Putting down the pressure so I stay ahead. Spitting bullets like my mind is full of lead. They listen to the shit I talk like my name is Ted. These hoes just wanna be inside my bed, but these sheets is only fit for a queen. Put it down proper, she fall asleep like I leak promethazine. Read about it like a magazine. These motherfuckers loose, so I only ride with the team. I only trust my philosophy like 10 Chinese monks riding with Socrates. No, you can't baffle me. I done seen it all. My mind a fortress, you can't get in at all. No, you can't get in at all. No. My mind a fortress, you can't get in at all. I done seen it all. My mind a fortress, you can't get in at all. No. Get in at all, no, you can't get in at all. I swear my mind a fucking fortress.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. We are your humble servants and hosts for tonight. I am Kayel. And of course, I got my Rev Esther and my young Hebrew. But tonight we have a very special guest. My brother D is in the building.
How y'all doing?
Yes. And as you heard, the song that was playing beforehand, forgive any of you sensitive people that heard some profanity that you may not have been accustomed to. But the song and the theme of your mind being a fortress. Being able to, I see in the building Chanel, understanding that that's exactly what your mind is. It's a fortress. You decide what comes in it, and you decide what goes out of it. So that song was actually done by my seed. My son just completed an album and sent it to me a day or so ago, and I just was listening to it, and Derek is his uncle. So, we, as I was coming here, we were playing the songs, and we just marveled in the maturity that he had, and what we were discussing tonight about our minds being a fortress. Remember, we did Supernatural Part 1 on Wednesday, but on Monday night, we did Controlling the Thoughts in Your Mind. That's your fortress, controlling the thoughts and the voices in your fortress is paramount. as we see these things that are happening in the world right now. So I just want to give that disclaimer. If anyone didn't feel good about the song, that's my child. like my real talk about her son, that's my baby now. But yeah, the Most High today has sought for to bring many barakas unto this household of my family, and one is that I get to spend Shabbat with my brother. This is my 10 toes down, so anytime we get to spend together is a time of barakas, you know what I'm saying? So I see in the building, Ronnie. So tonight our topic is supernatural intent, part 2. Now in part 1, when we did supernatural intent, we went through the book of Malachi. We also played a video called what was the name of that video? Black Magic in Ancient Babylon. Now, I don't think you got a chance to see that video that I did, the show we did the other night. But in that video, I'm gonna.
Sure I know about.
Oh yeah. And so I'm gonna play a little clip from it so that we can all have a refresher of what we're talking about. Okay, we're gonna have a quick refresher here. We're not gonna go through the whole thing, but we want everybody to understand the demons that we're talking about in this hour. There's a very special reason why D is on the show, not because he's my brother. I see my brother Aboriginal Indians in the building. I see Kathy's in the building. So, as I told you guys on Wednesday night when we discussed it, that this supernatural intent is real, right? This supernatural world is real, like he's saying. And our intent lives in the supernatural world. Is that the best way of saying it?
That's the best way to say it. The thing is, the challenge is to understand that.
Yeah. Yes. The challenge is to understand that your intent is the thing that is heard in the unseen world. It's the thing that is calculated and tabulated in the unseen world. Now, me personally, and most of you out there, we've only seen the natural world that our eyes view us. We have not been able to go to the other side and see what is in the place where is darkness and there's no physical realm. My brother has gone there. So him coming back from that, he's going to give us his testimony, his understanding of what the Most High told him as he was in between the gates and here, right?
Yeah. Well, first, let me start off by saying, how does one get to that place?
Right.
We all gonna go to that place. It's called judgment.
Oh, say it again, T.
The prices of admission is your debt.
Yes.
So when your number come up, it's real.
It's real. It's real. Ain't no
so
getting around
real.
it.
So everybody is playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ones that have passed have played the game.
Yeah.
No one is above it or below it.
No.
The bottom line is, once you are created by your creator, you will have a time of judgment of what works did you do while you were in your flesh suit. The reward is you when you with your right creator, you won't die. So ain't nobody trying to scare you or nothing. What I'm trying to say is that ain't the end of it. It ain't the end of the story.
Facts.
Now, you would like to go where your creator created you to go.
Right.
If you go to the other place, then you don't want to be there.
You don't want to be there.
You don't want to be there because you're not a part of that environment. But you can go there.
Yes.
If you choose to.
If you choose to. So I'm going to hold up right there because this is only going to get better, y'all. This is a special treat that we have for you guys tonight with my brother being here, because the wisdom, he is not so much ripping through the scriptures as I do, you know what I'm saying? But his profound time with the Most High There is nothing that I brought to him in scripture that he hasn't said, well, I told you that, right? Well, we talked about that. Like that's the same thing the Most High has been saying. So
everybody plays their part. They have some people that could articulate, they could voice it, they could teach you, educate you. Then they got some people that they just been a product of it.
Right.
And they don't have the tolerance because when you show doubt to them and things like that, it's like it might cause a problem. So I'm gonna use this as an example. And I hope I don't offend nobody because I'm a vulgarian.
Don't go too vulgar. Just,
all right.
Try and keep it.
Let me say this. People say whatever you think don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you don't believe in Sasquatch. I'm not saying I believe in Sasquatch. What I'm saying is whatever you ain't supposed to believe in, right? And then it come kick down your door and impregnate you. Then what you do? Now remember not, it don't exist. It ain't supposed to happen.
Not supposed to happen.
What you do? Where you go?
You can't go no earthly thing.
Well, what I'm trying to say is what we talking about is everybody time gonna come. And I guess it's fate-based. Either you could believe people who love you enough to share it.
Yes. Yes.
Or you don't.
The bottom line love you enough to share it.
The bottom line is, because I don't,
mm-hmm.
I'm doing this because Glenn, and I'm gonna do what Glenn tell me to do. Because I only share that with people I love.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I'm just being honest about it because I'm not the only one that knows that. So when you've been allowed to see the other side, then you have no doubt.
No doubts that there is another side, that there is a judgment.
And you either gonna, so the bottom line is you can't lie about it. Not you.
Right.
Not the ones that's been exposed.
Yes.
Now you can't really keep it to yourself. You might want to, but you can't.
You don't want to talk about nothing else.
Because it's stronger than you. It's
yes.
supernatural, and that's a term we use because it's something that really can't be defined by conventional means or how you was taught or whatever institution you learned your education from. It goes beyond that.
Yes. So I want y'all to, this part, we're just going to go into the Solomon part of this aspect because we're going to get into Ecclesiastes and we're going to get there. So let's start right here. This is a refresher of the black magic in ancient
One speaking in this manner, lahushu, is even different from the regular verb say and had it.
So this right here is explaining that the words you use are demonic, are chants, are used as conjuring. Is the way to conjure.
Power in words.
Ooh. And that's basically what they were explaining, that the Babylonians, Jews, that is what they professed, and that was they became masters at it.
People call it exoteric knowledge now, if I'm mistaken.
Yes, exactly what they call it.
So, is even different from the regular verb say and had a meaning similar to utter, murmur, or chant. The next part of the verses state, "It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic." Here the Quran defends the noble prophet Solomon, clearing him of the false accusations of magic. Rabbis and Jewish commentators throughout history have claimed that Solomon was a master magician. For example, the Talmud claims that Solomon possessed a magical ring that was the source of his ability to control devils. The Talmud narrates the following story. The demon Asmodeus said to Solomon, "Give me your ring with God's name engraved on it, and I will show you my strength." Solomon gave him his ring. Asmodeus swallowed the ring and grew until he placed one wing in the heaven and one wing on the earth. He threw Solomon a distance of 400 parasangs, i.e. over 1,000 miles. With Solomon deposed from the throne, Asmodeus took his place. While Asmodeus was impersonating Solomon, He demanded that Solomon's mother engage in sexual intercourse with him. Once the Jewish council heard this, they understood that this was an impostor and not actually Solomon. They brought Solomon and gave him a ring on which the name of God was carved. When Solomon entered, Asmodeus saw him and fled. Followers of Judaism need to realize that such rabbinic teachings actually go against the Old Testament, which we've already seen strictly prohibits all forms of magic. Rabbis have therefore created contradictions within the religion itself. The Quran clarifies that a magical trinket was not the source of Solomon's power. Rather, Allah himself was the source of Solomon's miraculous ability.
Now, we stop in there, and as I told you guys the other night, it's really hard to watch hypocrisy right in front of you because Solomon never prayed to Allah, and then for you to say that Allah was the one that gave Solomon his joy, and then in your graphics you give a Muslim throne that you're on, and Solomon was not about any of that. He didn't know anything named Allah.
And then not to mention they based their religion on things that happened after.
Yeah.
Not even parallel.
Right, not on the same time, but
so you can plainly see it's their own interpretation.
Their own interpretation.
They're stealing our knowledge, the knowledge that was for us.
Exactly.
And they won't claim it, but they ain't the only ones. Christians, everybody.
Everybody does, and that's the point of this. So we're gonna go real quick into Malachi 4, and then we're gonna get into the story of how D got to get to the place where he had to meet the Most High and what the Most High said with the intent, and we're gonna understand that. Then we're gonna go into Ecclesiastes chapter 2, because that's also what was cited in this video when Solomon or when the Babylonian Jews took the verse of Ecclesiastes chapter 2, I believe it was verse 8, when it said that Solomon brought forth chariots. They said they changed it to he brought forth demons and had demons with him. And so to say that he was in control of the demons, but as we always state, no man can control demons. No man can control demons.
As long as they don't tell you the truth, they accomplish their goal.
They accomplish their goal. So if you ever hear sometime in history and somebody says that somebody controlled demons, that's a farce. Even in this explanation, they say that Solomon had a ring that gave him the power to speak with these other demons and so forth and to have them under control. It wasn't human. It was the word of the Most High. It was never Solomon. No matter if it was to Allah or to the Most High, it was never Solomon. When we come on and say humble, 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 that is what is required of all of us. Every intent should start with humility. Every intent, no matter if you go to the store, to go go meet a woman, to go and take over a company, to go over and take over another town, another tribe, it should all be done in humility that you are at a position that this is where the Most High is leading you to do. And that you're not doing it of you. It's too many times in this world that we have examples of athletes or explorers or whatever that done things that was extraordinary that we couldn't explain, and they all said it wasn't because of them, it was because of something else, because they were doing it for something that was higher than them, a greater thing, whether it be a child had cancer. I wasn't doing it for me, I was trying for the child that got the cancer.
Well, you got to remember, you got to follow his example. He gave you life, not for his benefit, for yours. So you got to do it from a point of humbleness, because if you don't, no matter how good the intentions are, they won't stay that way.
They will not stay that way.
The adversary gonna seep in. He gonna like that. Ooh, you like that.
Oh, you balling. Everybody on you.
They jacking you.
Yeah, they jacking you. Look here. This is all you need to do, right? If you just do this.
Happened to the best of us, big. Happened to David.
What happened to the best of us?
It happened to the whole nation.
What
happened?
That day it happened to everybody so much that they had to give this Jesus entity and say that he was the only one that was brought to the top of the world and saw everything and said, nah, get behind me, devil.
And don't forget, man, he white.
He will don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? He don't forget that. Blonde
In the
hair, blue
desert,
eyes.
man.
In the desert.
No AC now.
No AC. But he is.
He born
He
there.
he
He
ain't
wasn't
even.
even
No,
visited.
no, but he ain't
He
even
didn't even
cocoa butter.
travel. Oh, he was born there.
He
He
ain't.
was born there. He was,
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing is, he's not even with the sun and all of that. He's not even cocoa. You know, he's dove white. You know what I'm saying?
pale white.
Dove white. Right. I see Janice in the building. So what we're saying is that we are clear that people have. It is not humanly possible to control the supernatural. We were not
Can't do
made
it.
physically to control the
Can't do it.
supernatural.
So if you're messing with supernatural stuff, no matter how good your intent is, baby boy, it's not gonna stay that way.
It's not going to stay that way.
It's not.
You have people in CERN that are doing it with the particle accelerator. They're doing rituals with it. All these things to try and find the most high particle, the God particle, as they say.
Well, they want to be like God. They want God's knowledge, and the reason why you shouldn't have God's knowledge is because you're not God. You're not the creator.
Oh, that part.
You see, what people have to realize is, if you could actually achieve that, if you actually could live in space
God, Daddy Jesus.
then instantaneously, by default,
Yeah, by default.
and you shouldn't miss blasphemy trying to be on his equal. That's why you always come to him out of humbleness.
Yes,
Like how you should always respect your elders
exactly.
because they came before you.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about the other night, is that when Catholicism and the European school system came in, it separated us from going to our elders. We thought that we had to go to a school to get the information. We thought
That's
we had
why
to go
when
to
people
somebody else.
graduate from college, I got a master key. I know.
That's all they got on their shoulders. That's all they hold.
But baby boy, what I want you to know was you were smart before you went to college. And
That part.
you shouldn't need the white boy's validation to, value.
Now the question is, with all of this knowledge and you feeling all your power, what do you do with your power? You go give it right back to the one you learned from to help his pockets, to help his system.
That's why he gave it to you.
That's why.
And maybe that's why you feel so good about you.
Right, because you was a good boy.
Good boy.
So this Malachi, what we're about to get into, and it's a short Malachi, right? Because all the work is going to be in this Ecclesiastes, but in this Malachi, it is giving. Remember, Malachi is the last prophet of the Old Testament. After his word, there ain't no other words but what came into this New Testament. So, as I brought out to you in Malachi 1 and in Malachi 2, when the Most High talked about his judgment, he never said that there was going to be a Jesus that you would have to have his
that's
testimony.
Why they had to call it New Testament.
Exactly.
That's why.
But according to them, they're not saying it's not new. It's their version.
Yeah, that's how they have ownership of it. That's how they get to have ownership of it. That's how they get to change
and alter, rearrange it.
And Paul and this and that. And at first I was now I'm for you. Hey.
And that's the point that I want to bring tonight, is that this is the last prophet. And the word that he's going to say is going to be clear that he is given the prophecy of end times. Again, what I say to you guys is not always what's written, but it was not there. Again, he speaks nothing of a testimony of one of the prophets that came. He doesn't. He doesn't speak of that prophet coming and everybody having to have his testimony to be saved. It doesn't say that prophet or whomever that is, that the testament, it actually says that your testament is going to be the one that's going to be taken. And that's what we're talking about with your intent.
Testament.
Yes, your testament of your life, of what you did with your flesh, that's the one that's being required. That's the
what
testament.
Was your intent? Why did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're concerned about. They really don't care about what physical act you did or how much you stole
Listen,
they
this is
don't
from the other
care
side.
about that because you really didn't do nothing because they could fix all that. What they worrying about is, are you ready for this everlasting environment? Because see that hate and that strife,
Woo! Woo! Woo!
it
That
don't
hate and
exist
that
here.
stripe don't rock around. Yeah.
You might be hanging with the same dudes you couldn't stand.
In heaven. In the most high land. He said, so we can't have no animosity. This ain't no Hollywood court. This ain't no
It
seven
don't
wall uptown.
exist in this house. I'm gonna
Yes.
say it like I'm gonna say it one more time. It don't exist. So when I say you might be with somebody that you was willing to fucking kill,
Mm,
you know why? How you could change that around? Because the strife don't exist.
right? Not there.
Not there. So you won't be mad at the cat.
Yeah. I'll tell you how it really gets because in my apartment complex, there's a lot of Muslims. And they see me with my kufi, so they're not quite sure. And I'm not Persian, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not Palestinian, so they can tell that very easily, right? So one of them stopped me, and I always have my fringes, and so he and I are conversing, and I tell him I'm a Hebrew, and he's like, leave all of that over there in the land over there, over here. Everything. I said, no. See, that's where you got it mixed up, my brother. And this is what I told him. I said, actually, in my studies, I find that for my people, it is this time for us to stand. And wherever we at, we have to claim what we are. You can escape from that land, come over here and be Caucasian and live the American dream.
And get over it.
Right. But us, as the chosen people, the Father put curses upon us, boils. They put we will be the enmity of all of these people. We will be hated. We will be bywords. All these things in Deuteronomy 28 that signify what we are in this land. We can't get out of that. We can't shed this skin. We can't shed this skin, no matter where I go.
No matter how much you try to bleach your skin, bleach yourself, man.
That's right, Queen. Jacob's trouble, my rib. That's right. Nowhere, no matter where we go, our stigma is upon us. So we get this Malachi, we're gonna blow the shofar, we're gonna face the east, and then we're gonna get into these scriptures.
And you also have to understand that when you part of him, the adversaries could smell your spirit.
Oh,
so that's why sometimes trouble might find you or look for you even when you ain't looking for it.
Say that again, D.
But if you don't understand who you are, then you won't recognize your enemy. You might actually be working for the motherfucker that's trying to fuck over you.
Come with the
I'm sorry.
D is wrong.
Since you don't recognize yourself, how can you recognize him for what he is? You won't.
You won't. And like he's saying, you smell like righteousness to evil. You may not know you're exuding this righteousness. You may not know. You may think you're just sitting there reading a book on a stump. But the evil knows what righteousness is because evil knows what evil is. So when it finds you, don't be surprised when it's knock on your door and give you the opportunity. I see you in the building, Lakeisha. Oh, man. Say hello. Say happy birthday to my brother Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? But so we're going to blow the shofar and we're going to get into this thing because the supernatural is all around us. Your intent is recorded in the supernatural. And as my brother that has gone and crossed over and come back to us and explained that it was told unto him that it doesn't matter the trivial things we do, whether you're Christian or you're Egyptian or you Hebrew or you, it's the intent in which you did everything you do.
See, because here's the thing. If you understand who you are, then it's easier for you to be what you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
It'll strengthen you, and that's a byproduct of knowing him, knowing
To
thyself.
know him and to know thyself. The more you seek him, the more you will find yourself. That I'm a witness to. Let me explore the show first so we can get this thing cracking. Yeah, D. Oh man, I'm so blessed we got this tonight. Now get these witnesses. All praise to Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, my brother Aboriginal, and it's on tonight, partner. So, woo, let's get to this Malachi, guys, so we can get to the story, because y'all not going to understand what me and my brother have gone through in this life to be here right now. You know what I'm saying?
They have, bro.
You think
Yeah,
so?
I know so, bro. We ain't nothing special. The thing is,
Say that.
bro, you gotta want to know where you come from. You gotta want to know your history, because all that's aligned with loving yourself.
Yeah, facts. And
You
that's
know,
what it's about,
instead
loving.
of telling yourself, well, look, man, I'm gonna buy these $2,000 Louis Vuitton loafers because I love myself.
Ain't love.
That ain't love, baby.
That's not love.
Loving and identifying with objects, animated or animated, ain't love.
Because let's give Malachi, because it's gonna tell you exactly what happens to those things he's saying. It says here, chapter 4, verse 1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as in oven. Now I want y'all to be clear that all of the West Coast is burning up right
Ain't it
now.
real hot?
Right. It's real hot. And the burning of that is sending these clouds that's creating weather patterns that's allowing everything else to flood out. Y'all understand it's all together. The Most High said he's going to speak of the end day. If this short Malachi chapter 4 doesn't wake you up tonight, doesn't make you want to grab some scriptures tomorrow, doesn't make you want to meditate, then I don't know what's there for you, because this is going to be so clear. It says, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, them $2,000 loafers, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Most High of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So the Most High is saying that in this, Malachi is giving the prediction of the end times that it's going to be heat, because he made the promise with Noah and with Noah and the rainbow, that he would not flood the earth again. And then wickedness have taken the rainbow and made it their logo. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand how wicked the devil is.
But if you can't define what you're looking at, see, symbols are very powerful.
Very.
Especially when seen. So that's why you should know what you're looking at.
You should not take for granted
because
the thing that you
might
see.
Be paying homage to something you shouldn't.
Facts. And it says here, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son, not S-O-N-D, it says S-U-N. What
It ain't
the
gonna
New
be
Testament?
alive. It's not gonna be alive.
What they said the Jesus go. They said the Son coming back, but here it says the S-U-N-D.
Now remember, words could often have
two meanings. Have double meanings. Oh, that's the fork tongue of the who? The pale face. That's right. So we gonna go right here with exactly what the Most High said, because he said he don't change. That's how you know the difference between the Most High and the fork tongue. It says here, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise. Not S-O-N. Arise with healing.
Sun heals.
The Son heals.
Very brilliant.
In his wings ye shall go forth and grow up as calves in the stall. So it says the catalyst of change is the Son. The S-U-N.
He gives everything life, baby.
I guess he's Amos 3:3 with Isaiah, when Isaiah chapter 43 says there is no God before him, there's no God after him, and none on the side of him, and that he's the Savior.
That's it, baby. The one and all and be all.
Ooh, I see my brother Judah in the building, Alan in the building. So in this one, I mean, just look at the two verses. It's telling you straight up, everything's gonna burn. One, right? Everything gonna burn. Now, there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna happen because of that burning. Now we're gonna have earthquakes, because that's the under the earth burn. That's the lava. That's that real hot rocks, right? And we're gonna have volcanoes, and you're gonna have smoke.
We're going to have destruction on the likes that mankind has never seen before.
Never seen before. You have FEMA that has plans for it, because they already see it moving. See, that's the thing about the Most High. You can know it's coming, but you can't stop it. You can call it something else. You can tell people you know it. Like I think it was Christopher Columbus that he understood from the Hebrews coming from the Eastern Hemisphere when he went down into Hispaniola, which was Haiti, which at that time were Arawak Indians.
And he told Isabel he going to China.
He told him going to China. So he gets to the Arawak Indians and he tells them, I need all your provisions so I can go back to Spain. Now the white, he going back to tell you I'm going to enslave these people, but telling them I need your provisions so I can go. This is a true story, y'all. They tell him no. Obviously, your boy Columbus said, you know what? Because he knew that there was an eclipse coming in, he told their chief, that if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna blacken the sun out tomorrow.
I'll stick this blade in.
Yeah, but no. He knew the eclipse was coming. So yeah. Well, that was coming next, right? But he was saying, just wait till I come back. I'm gonna make all y'all bleed, and that's what he did. But he told them there's gonna be an eclipse. He knew there was gonna be an eclipse. So when the eclipse happened, they thought he was a god. Y'all want to know how this subjugation happened? Supernatural with horrible intent. The supernatural is the eclipse. The intent in which he used that knowledge. The intent in which he used that knowledge. So here it's saying the supernatural son again. You spoke on that, yeah, Judah, my brother. This is crazy, right? So now it's saying here that the Most High, and if you don't know, there are solar flares that's coming from the sun right now. If you don't know, the sun is moving closer to the earth because, well, they say it's because there's a hole in the ozone layer.
But they ain't gonna tell you they caused it with all the satellites and this, that, and the third. No, right. They're not gonna tell you that.
But they're gonna tell you that there's a hole in there.
And hey, if you get in my spaceship, you'll be all right.
You'll be all right. Go to Mars. We're gonna go far away from this particular sun.
They're not gonna tell you that they'll never get to that point
ever. So then now the new report is, because they try to explain all the high tides, they're saying there's a wobble in the moon.
Why not?
Why not? They saying somehow the moon is now off its axis somehow, and it is wobbling, and that unnormal reverberation is causing.
But we need you to go vote so they can take more money for you and oppress you even more. How about that?
That's the most important part. Go and vote so we can create DARPA, so we can go ahead and stop the weather. We're going to control the Most High. So when we read this verse 2, chapter 4 of Malachi, and it is saying that the Most High is going to burn them up in verse 1 and then refers to exactly how he's going to do it, which is S-U-N. He says, but the ones that fear his name, that sun is going to be healing for you. Oh.
Well, we are children of the sun.
We are children of the sun. I watched this thing earlier, and this may, some of the brainiacs that's in the building. I know my brother Alan Judah's gonna love this one. So this thing showed, and my son sent it to me, the same one with the music. My son, I was like, I'm loving how my son's evolving. I give all praise to the Most High on this Shabbat, because it says on Shabbat that you will sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. My son is the fruit of my labor. His mind is the fruit of my influence. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be. So my son sent me this clip today, and the clip showed that these, in the beginning, when they were trying to set up their whole system of Plecker and everything, and then showing up in the 1500s to put in white supremacy, that they went and did studies on chimpanzees and apes. This is how Darwin got some of his theory. And what they were able to find was how many chromosomes in their DNA, their active chromosomes. And they found that the monkeys had two or three, I think 3 active chromosomes. Well, no. 2 was in the monkey. The ape had 3. Ape had 3.
Well, the monkey is a lesser primate.
Right, so, exactly, D. So the ape, the primate, had 4. And then when they did the European countries, they found that the European countries had the men, they started doing it on the human beings. And they found that the Europeans, their chromosomes were 5. They had 5. So they were 1 more than the great ape. And then they did not North Africa. They did west coast of Africa. They did the slave coast where we came from. They did the bottom of Africa. And they did Jerusalem. but they still call it Middle East, but where we came from originally.
Mm-hmm.
And another spot. Guess how many active chromosomes in Africa and us that came from those descendants? We have 9 active chromosomes working with us. So if the sun kicks in, and it does, ignites your chromosomes and ignites
Well,
your...
it's a healing property to when you're a child of the sun.
Yeah, say it again.
But when you're a white boy, it might give you cancer.
Look, I should have gave y'all a disclaimer. D is his own man, you know what I'm saying? So y'all got to deal with him, how he comes at you. So in verse 3 it says, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be as ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, says the Most High of the army, hosts of the army. So in these 3 verses, the Most High says that the sun is going to be burned, everything of iniquity from his root to his branch. 2nd verse, but it's going to heal the righteous. 3rd verse, and my righteous are going to be able to walk on top of the wicked people that burned in the sun.
Hence the humble shall
inherit the earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. So this is what our last prophet had to say. Now I hope y'all got y'all, seatbelts on. Because
but notice how they switched it. They want you to be humble under their reign, under their messenger, under their so-called teacher, Messiah. To me, Jesus sounds too close to Zeus. I don't know about you. But
y'all see what I gotta deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Think about it, man. Think about it.
Yeah, man. It's
our stories, our people.
Idomenea
are the oldest.
I sent the.
They take our stuff.
They take our stuff
and transform it and Frankenstein it.
Yes. And as we told y'all,
the name of our kings, they turn it into name of their kings with their language, their version.
And to give you a proof of it, as in the video we saw, that beast, the devil.
And the only reason why you can get misled about it is because they do use some remnants of the truth.
Got to.
They got
to.
They got to.
They got to use.
Because you can't even do that truth without him. How about that?
Nope. So as a proof that the Hasmodeus was the demon that swallowed the ring of Solomon. Now he shapeshifted to be like Solomon. I want y'all to follow me because I'm about to wood whip. That's gonna be the new T-shirt we're about to do.
Come from all these legends have an origin of truth. That's what you have to understand.
Yes, every legend has an origin of truth. Now, this is gonna be a T-shirt that we're gonna have. Now, our brother Yuan is always with me. We're trying to come up with some things to generate some funds so we keep this thing going. And we're gonna separate into a whole nother podcast because we ain't charging on Hebrew State of Being. But we're gonna have a T-shirt, and the shirt is gonna say "Wood whipping, hood dipping." Wood whipping, hood dipping. That's what we're doing right now. We are grabbing the steering wheel. For people that don't know the terminology of the hood, wood would be the steering wheel. We are taking hold of the steering wheel. That's knowledge. That's the information. We are not taking it from their perspective. We are not backseat drivers. We are not on their bus. We are taking control of our bus.
You should want to know about yourself.
You should want to know. So when we are wood gripping, we are taking hold of the truth. And hood dipping means that we are giving it to the people that matter. We dip into our community.
Because we love y'all. I love colored people. I don't know about you. But I love me some colored people. Look. The blacker y'all, baby, the more I love you. I'm talking blue-black.
Yes. Look, D, if y'all ever saw the Golden Girls before, and the oldest woman that had the stroke and now she just says everything. That's how my brother D is. Ever since then, we don't stop him from that. He's always straight with it. Yeah. So now I want y'all to be clear because we're about to really flip the script. So as D was saying, they take out a little bit of the truth and they put their lies on it. And Hasmodeus, the same person, the demon that swallowed the ring, that became large, he also became a human. He became Solomon. And nobody could tell the difference until he asked to have sex with his mom. I want you to really seek that into your mind. So when I tell you that the Hasmoneans were the Maccabees, and his name was Hasmodeus, are we gonna really act like the names don't, like the
Well,
pronunciation ain't got nothing to do with each other? Hasmodeus and Hasmoneans. The Hasmoneans were the Maccabees. The Hasmoneans were cousins of Herod, who became the Herodians. These were the ones that came in and took all of ours, and from that point is what they created their New Testament. Now, as we go here, it says that we are going to tread them down in the last days. Verse 4, remember you, the law of Moshe, my servant. Today, my young Hebrew and Rib was watching some information. You know, I love the Bible Project, and they were watching it, and the guys were trying to explain the law, statutes, commandments, and they threw in the 613. Those are the same ones that the camps use that follow the New Testament. Those are the ones that these same people that's going to be tread on in the end days create those 613 laws. We have the 10 commandments. That's what we have. Don't get fancy with it. It's the 10 commandments. So here, Most High says, remember what I gave Moshe. Moshe came down with that, and he says, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all of Yasharallah with the statutes and judgments, as D said. Now here we go with the twist now. Now I want y'all to get ready, because I know y'all been told about Jesus a lot. I know I don't want to shake you out your chair, because people talk about Jesus, but right here it says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Most High. What happened to Jesus? It don't say.
Well,
Jesus.
Again, he giving you the original version, where it started from, and then they got variations. Because what you have to understand is why did they do this? They did this because they know if they capture you,
yeah,
and have you as the serpent, just like back in the day, the demon tried to do Solomon.
Yes.
Why you think the politicians do what they do and then they're able to sleep? Because they influenced by these same spirits.
Same spirits, D. Same spirits.
Nothing
Familiar
has changed.
Spirits. Nothing. A few names, some borders.
But the thing that what we talking about, what drives it all, was old when the moon was young. Okay, spirits don't age. The supernatural, they'll wear you down. So if you don't know what you're paying homage to, they'll weigh you down.
Yes, they will.
And they'll have you doing something that you shouldn't do.
They constantly bombard you with it every day. Jesus is love. How can you not love love? How can you not love Jesus? You look like you the crazy man when you go to explain the truth to them.
Well, anybody that's telling you the truth don't mind if you question them.
Say it again.
Because you are trying to learn, aren't you?
And you're trying to give it. If I got the truth and you ask me questions, I'm not mad. I want to give you more of it. I want to give you the game so you can run with it.
Now, when they tell you, don't do as I do, do as I say, well, then...
Well, what are we talking about now, right? We're talking that double.
And they will tell you that. They will tell you that. Yeah. What we trying to get y'all to realize is that whatever belief systems you've been going by, whatever church or organizations or whatever, I'm more than sure they done betrayed you, and you know that.
Tell them again.
So what I'm saying is why don't you learn thyself so you could pay homage to the God that loves you, that created you. Remember, we are a diaspora here. We are a nation within a nation. And a lot of us don't even know ourselves.
Nope.
Okay?
Nope. I had to light some more frankincense and myrrh on that, man. You're speaking the truth.
Now, everybody in their mom could Google and get their answer. You know why you can't? Boy, you was stolen goods.
Yep.
They ain't gonna have no papers on stolen goods. They didn't even consider you a human. Why would you be a black Christian? Why?
You was not even human. And if they could, they would take you right back.
Oh, no. Don't think. What has changed? The only thing has changed is the physical change. But we trying to free your mind. They got your mind.
So look, let's get to the end of this so we can get to the next part because your mind is the part we're talking about. It's the fortress, and it's where the Most High lies. You know, it's in your pineal gland. You know, too many medical studies have shown. And when I pray, my brain tingles. If you haven't been in prayer enough to feel the sensations around your head, I'm not sure how much praying you've been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Well. There's a difference between worrying and praying. There's a difference between in learning your faith and just trying to identify with your faith.
Ooh, learning it and just trying to identify with it is too.
And remember, people,
Yes.
it's your eternal soul we talking about.
Just that.
You should really,
Just
it
that.
concerns you. It really does. This is not the end of it.
Not the end.
This is the place where you gonna show the Creator where you want to be, and
What
it's
your
on
medal is.
you.
It's on you.
It's on you because He wants you to be where you should be.
Yes.
It's on you.
Yes.
That's the power He gave you. You could do something about it, but you can't do nothing about it not without Him.
I got told my rib all the time. I use an example. I say you can't complain about a light bulb that's in reach for you to change. You can't. And that's what the Most High is telling us.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want, right. You know what I'm saying? Most High is saying, you got the power. We saying wood, gripping, hood, dipping. You are in control. The Most High gave you control of your mind. Every day you wake up and make the decision to do whatever you do, whether you believe in their lies and conform, or whether you try to figure out a way to get out their lies so that you can live your truth. There's no in between. Like Scarface said, either you coming out of a storm, you're in the middle of a storm, or you just came out of a storm.
And you can't blame it on your parents. You can't blame it on the generation that came before you, because everybody is charged with this.
Yes,
okay?
Everybody.
Now, because it ain't like nepotism. It ain't like you could, okay, well, since my child and not with other religions, you can. If you were this Catholic and my mama was an Opus Dei, then, oh yeah, bitch, come on in, you Opus Dei. But see, because they don't care if you really believe or not, because they ain't got no power.
They ain't got no power.
All they
just
want
trying
is
to get the blue bloods, right?
They just want dominance over you.
Dominance.
That's it. Now, the God that created you, that love you, He wants you to love Him just as much as He loved you.
Ooh.
And you can't be fake with somebody you love.
Nah, can't. So here, as we've gone through Malachi, the last prophet of the Old Testament, has told us what is going to happen in the end times. He has not given us a flim flam. He's not given us a New Testament. He's given us none of that. What He has said is that the sun is going to come closer unto the earth, and it is going to burn this earth. And that the ones that are of His shoulder, you will be healed by that sun. All your things will be burned away. He says the others, they will die by this sun. He says, and when the time comes, at the end, I'm going to raise up Elijah again. Elijah was the one that brought fire. Remember, he was the one that stood against 450 of the what's that? The harlot's name? We always Jezebel, in front of Jezebel and Ahab, right? And challenge them to see if their God would come and bring fire and burn their sacrifice, or would the Most High come and burn His sacrifice. And after they did everything they did, they prayed for 2 days and couldn't bring no fire, right? Then Elijah, to just dance on them, right? To do a true Inyan dance on them. He said, you know what? I ain't even going to ask the Most High to light this fire right now. Why don't y'all throw some water on it?
Yeah, bro.
Just throw some water on it, make it damp. I don't want y'all to say that, the sun hit it and then it hit fire. Yes, something supernatural. Elijah said, hold up. I want y'all to put water over it, and then the little moat around it. I want you to put water in the moat. And after they did it, Elijah said, do it about 7 more times. He made them wet it. He wet the wood. He wet the cow. He wet the sacrifice. He wet everything.
Make the impossible.
Make the what? Say it again, T.
Make the impossible possible.
And then he prayed unto the Most High. And the Most High brought fire and burned his sacrifice to show that he was approved. It don't matter what situation you're in or how daunting these things are going to come in these days, and it's going to get daunting. If you don't know these ancient words, you don't know these ancient texts on how he saves, on how he works. Everything has a way of doing it. You can't buy nothing without going in a certain procedure. We couldn't go online tonight without going through a certain procedure. You can't pay a fine without going through a certain procedure. So how you think you're gonna get covering and salvation without going through a certain procedure?
Well, how you figure you're gonna get recognized? Well, meaning not for him to recognize you, for you to recognize yourself. Because he know all things. And I don't mean he as a male. That's just how we refer.
Right.
You know, because
there's no
it's
genitalia.
Yeah,
right?
It's not male.
The
or
Baphomet
female,
comes with the genitalia of him being all one thing, breast and this and
well,
ram's
that's
head.
all the wicked versions.
That's all the wicked versions. Yes.
Again, that's all the wicked versions. Like I said before, people who have no faith or people who don't want to develop their knowledge or know themselves, they need symbols.
They need symbols.
That's why a lot of people, I don't care, just long as it's Gucci. And it ain't really Gucci, it just say Gucci. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, and some of us think that we the designer. I don't need to hear nobody else. This is what I want. This is what I think. This is what I need. You ain't got to call on Jesus, call Allah. You ain't got to give it. You ain't got to get a charge of nobody else. You hold that charge yourself. And so the Most High says, in the last day, I'm not bringing up nobody that you got to have a testament of their journey. He says, in the last day, I'm going to bring Elijah that's going to bring the fire, because I just told you the sun is going to burn it. I'm going to bring my prophet to let you know that this is the great and dreadful day. And it said, and he and Elijah, he shall turn the heart of the fathers of the children and the heart of the children to their fathers. Now, when you read Second Esdras, chapter 16, when we read through that, and all the other times when you speak about the end times, the Father says that in the last days, he's going to separate the household, the son from the father, the mother from the daughter, the cousins from cousins, because he's going to make everybody choose.
Yeah.
See, that's what he means by that. When he said that he's going to separate the households, he's going to break it up. He's going to separate. It's going to be civil war in your house. Either you're going to follow the Most High or you're going to follow the world. And the ones that are following the Most High is not going to be able to hide that.
Ain't no sideline.
Ain't no sideline. Ain't no, like Aboriginal said, man, ain't no in between with it, right? So when the Most High said, I'm going to separate in your own house, I'm going to separate this. You are going to make the choice. It is going to be seen. Everything that's been done in the dark will be come to the light. So now he says, after he does all that and burns the earth and everybody, we're walking on their ashes. Then the ones that stood true in the test of time, the ones that stood fast, he's going to turn their children. Yes, he's going to show their children to their fathers and their fathers to their children and Yasharala to their fathers. Come on. At least, and then the Most High say, but if you don't do that, if that plan doesn't go, then it may be because I'm just going to smite everything with a curse because there ain't nothing to be salvaged. He says least, that means unless. So this whole chapter, he said, this is what's going to happen. And then at the end, he says, unless I come and smite the earth with a curse and said all bets are off.
All bets are off. And another thing, people, what you have to understand is it's the human condition of want to know your origin. So that's why this ain't the first time it's going to happen. So what I'm trying to say is, but just know this. It wasn't Charleston whatever his name.
Yeah, Charleston Heston. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever his name. He was never Moses.
Never.
All right? And none of them people from that ethnic group. It's you, David. Love yourself.
Love yourself. It is you.
We always are smart. We all are loving people. That's another thing.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
Yes, we are. Because that's how he made us.
Exactly.
And he wants us to be that. That's why he tells us, don't let our hearts wax cold. You know what I'm saying? That's major important for the Most High, that our hearts do not wax cold. So, as we read Malachi and understanding that they don't want to give me. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Get D do that right quick, and I'll talk to y'all in a second. Hold on. Hola, 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 hola.
But I'm gonna go outside. Yeah, I don't want to miss y'all. All right. Yeah. I'll fix that. Unless we can done before.
All right. So D will be back shortly. As you can see, he's in a wheelchair. So when we were kids, or I guess you can say young men, we were in the streets together pretty heavy. And there was an instance on one day, um, uh, we went to go track down some people that had some things that owed us. As me and D did everything together at that time, um, D allowed them to let us go to a different location, and in order to settle our dispute. In that, they lost me in traffic. So I get a phone call the next day from the hospital for me to go in and identify him. He had been shot several times, over 5 times. Head was about this big. Um, so when, and there's still a bullet that's lodged in him, so he's paralyzed from the waist down, and lost one of his legs later on in the years. But when he was shot, those times in that moment is when he crossed over and sat and spoke with the Most High. So when he comes back, we will get into his testimony of what happened unto him. Why they give me chapter 4? In that time with the Most High. All right, 1 second, guys. One second, guys. Thank you guys for being patient, man. Appreciate y'all being patient with us tonight. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All praise to the Most High, man. Shabbat Shalom, man. So, my brother, when he crossed over, he had a serious conversation with the Most High that we have been having this ongoing conversation for our lives, and this has been over 10 years ago. Yeah, we were 20 something. So, I'm 48. So, this is over 20 years ago that this has happened, and there's been an ongoing education and evolving. So, while he's doing that, we're going to go into this Ecclesiastes, which is from the video that we watched with the Muslim guys in reference to um, Solomon stating that he had all of these riches. Now, what I want you to have in mind as we read this, as we understood from Malachi, in days coming. This is Solomon who had all things. This is him speaking from a person that has had everything and what he finds to be the most important thing on this earth. The reason why I wanted to speak on this particular scripture because D is going to tell you what's the most important thing according to the Most High. And even though we revere Solomon as this great guy of wisdom, Solomon's going to show you here, even in his own words, that he went astray much. So let's get into it. So it says, I said in mine heart, go to now. I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure and behold this yes, and behold this also is vanity. So we got our frankincense and myrrh. So he's saying even that and your pleasure is vanity. He said, I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what does it? I sought mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was the good for the sons of men. Now, Solomon is trying to say that he went and became a drunkard, right? And he wanted to see how laying in this folly would gets men. He wanted to understand these things that are stumbling blocks to men. So he's saying that even though he went into this wine, he went to this drunkard thing, he still acquainted his heart with wisdom. Saying so he's trying to say that he kept his mind, even though he went there and he went into all the pleasure principles of drinking constantly, he never lost his wisdom in that. He says, till I might see what was the good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days in their life. So now Solomon is saying that he's doing all of this experimental lavishness, vanity, to see how much a man should have in his life. How much is too much? What things should we find pleasure in? Is what Solomon is saying. Again, he says, I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, like he's holding stupidity, till I might see what was good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. It says, I made a great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. You see that I and me in there, right? I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got my servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. So Solomon's letting you know, man, I had it, man. Like you ain't did it like I did it on the Friday night. Trust me. You ain't did it like I did it on the Saturday night. Remember this, Solomon is the same fool that when he became king, he made a decision. He made the decision to go and marry an Egyptian woman that was not of the tribe and then build her a temple to her God. And he said it was because he wanted to keep peace in the region. He said, I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that there were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the particular treasure of kings and the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delight of the sons of men as musical instruments and all sorts. Yeah. We in a tight space, y'all. I gotta let us get it cracking. All right. Yeah, go angle again and go back that way.
right here.
Yeah. The angle the back of the chair, yeah.
All right. An angle like that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we get closer that way. Do like the parallel park.
Oh, let me get as further to the left as I can.
Yeah. There we go. That's Gucci. All right. So now, all right. So now he's saying he done gathered all the gold, he done gathered all the silver, and a peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. So anything that people sought value, emeralds, rubies, whatever. He says, I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments that of all sorts. He says, so I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me. Note this, right? That Solomon said, no matter how crazy I went, I kept my wisdom. No matter how much I balled out, no matter how much of the iniquity I got in,
he knew he was serving who he was.
Yes. And he says, and whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought or brought, and on the labor that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. Now, this is a man that's got a great temple. This is a man that's married many wives. This is a man that's built altars to all of his many nations and wives. He went down to Ethiopia, and according to their text, Sheba had hoof feet and hairy legs, so he was getting down with whatever got down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? He was down to at any time, at any point. So when the man says he's done all these things, he means it, and he says at the end of it, there was nothing. It was all vexing. It was always all for naught and always problem through the whole time. So yeah, he may have had 20 women in his but he had 20 arguments. He had 20 headaches.
He had a 12-course meal and he still was hungry.
Facts. And it says, and I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which had been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. Oh. So, he got a little tricky with the words there, but what he's saying is, light doesn't send darkness nowhere. Light only sends light. So when he says that wisdom does not rock with folly, he says, I look back in my life and saw all the folly. Really, wisdom really wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all that I held on to my wisdom, but when I look back, I really wasn't there yet. I was not. It says, then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly. Thank you for the, thank you, my young Hebrew. As far as light excelleth darkness, the wise man's eyes are in his head. Ooh. Then he said, the wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happened to them all. So Solomon says, as I sit back and look at prudent people, drunken people, folly people, he said, I realize one thing, that no matter if I'm drinking or if I'm sober, things is happening to me. I'm going through it no matter what. Everybody goes.
You're in the game, baby.
You in the game. So no matter if you drinking it away, no matter if you smoking it away, no matter if you eating it away, no matter if you shopping it away, everybody is going through it. And until you face it, that wisdom is the only gift that you need.
that frees you from the oppressor. That frees you from
Say
the
it again.
suffering.
It free you from what?
So you can stop running to the club and pay attention to your child and actually enjoy your child. Stop living for the weekend. You're living for the weekend because you don't know how to alleviate the pain. The
You don't
power,
know
the
how to
strength, though,
alleviate the
is
pain.
within you.
Yes, it is within you. Yes.
Because there ain't no relief in the clubhouse, in the booty club, or the shopping mall, or the you can have all that. You can reach whatever Olympian heights you want. I guarantee you, baby,
Empty.
you ain't gonna be satisfied. I can attest to that.
And I told y'all the other story.
You will not. You won't be satisfied.
You won't.
You won't.
So as you was out there, I explained to them
You won't be
what we were
satisfied.
doing when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And what we mean by that is that, things wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Things were lovely. Things were lovely. But like how he gave an example with Solomon about all these wives. But
all the,
boy, they got some good, all these wives.
well, I'm telling y'all, when I'm telling you the days that we had, man, I'm telling you, we were doing things like, robbing the stores, doing our own little licks. There was never an issue for money. There was never an issue for women. There was never an issue.
Have an issue for nothing. Absolutely no kind of resource you want to claim.
Because at the time we thought that we were young braves and that we would go get whatever we want. We were young lions. It didn't matter who possessed it. If it's what we wanted, we went and got it. We're serious about it.
Well, again, just like we ain't no different.
No.
We ain't nothing special.
Nothing.
We were suffering.
Suffering.
And when you only live in the physical world, you know what rules it all.
Yes.
Cream.
Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bills.
And once you learn how to corrupt people, ain't no going back from that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna wait in line. You're not gonna. It's gonna be the velvet rope gonna open for you because you know how it goes.
I got the problem now. My ribs don't even know where it stemmed from. Like I'll do Uber Eats with her, right? And it'll be a long line for go get the stuff. Man, I walk right past that line, brother. Like I know they've been waiting to give me what I came here for. I ain't got to go through line. The thought of being what they say civilian. How we used to say civilian. We was never a civilian. We was never that, and that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But you not. See those traits because your heart wax cold. You don't really. You don't have compassion. It's hard.
What actually happens is that you're not paying attention because you lusted so much. You fell in love with that flesh, but you fell in love with the wrong thing, and that's the whole object. They want you to turn. They want you to turn when you should scratch for your life. They want you to turn from your life.
They taught us competition, and that's what eats us in our own community.
Mm-hmm.
They never allow us to celebrate another brother doing his success. So what you found was, and that's what Solomon is speaking on with the vexations, the more and more you get, the more you become a target. The more people assume things about you other than asking about you. You know what I'm saying?
And remember now, you're going to be doing some assuming too. You're going to be thinking you could buy somebody that you really can't, but you're so used to buying people.
It's a real thing. And the other side is that you don't understand how when it's told no to you, you don't have no other. It's sad, man. Like it's really sad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like almost emotionally sad because
you'll turn into a beast.
And that's what we all in our community.
The crazy part about it is you'll sleep good at night,
thinking that you're doing the American dream, right? It's the American.
Well, let's say this, because you might not never want to be an American, but you sure didn't want to be suffering. You sure ain't want to be in a poorhouse,
right?
You sure ain't want to be no sucker. How about that?
Simple and plain.
So you're gonna develop a mind state of I'm gonna get it,
right?
And I'm gonna get it. Now again, though, but that doesn't help you out spiritually,
right? And we're trying to say that's not just in the street, because you understand that on Wall Street, they got the same mentality that we're talking about. We're just giving y'all examples of that you'll comfortable with because you live in the same community as we do. But trust me, the ones that's on Wall Street, the ones that's doing
Got the
Elon
same
Musk and all of them boys, they fight the Jeff Bezos, Elons, and the Virgin dudes. They are all on the same plan, but still fight within the plan because you have to understand everything that happens at the bottom is the shit roll down. You know what I'm saying? Basically, this rolls down the hill. This is how they are. The society, the kill, the stab in the back thing is what they've done. You can look back at their kingdoms. All their kingdoms, they died to their cousin. They were stabbed in the back by this one. This mother.
It's because of whose influences they're following.
Yes.
And the influence that they following is the adversary. It's not a loving God.
Exactly.
Okay, now
No.
they got many gods, but that don't mean it's a God. But if you praying homage to it,
Yeah.
it becomes a God.
It becomes a God. If you wake up and think about it every day, it's your God.
Bottom line.
But I don't care if it's your child. I don't care if it's your job. I don't care if it's loving the community. Say your job is community service, and it's every day. What I can do for the community. What I can do for the community. There was in Esdras. I forgot what chapter and book, but was it Esdras or was it? No, it is Esdras. And he was speaking to the angel, and he was saying he had to do all these things for Yasharallah. And the Most High said to him, "Who you love the most, Yasharallah or me?" Because I mean, I'm in here talking to you about you getting your stuff together, Esdras, and you keep talking to me about the people. He says, "I'm who you love, bro." Like let me, because you're not understanding that it's an individual salvation, individual walk. I can be the greatest person in the world. I can't save D. D could be the greatest person in the world. Can't save me. D was up there with the Most High. He couldn't say,
And that's
"Look,
a
when."
hard lesson to learn, but that's the truth.
That's the
son.
truth.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now remember, the reward is everlasting life.
Everlasting life.
Now hold on now. See, the gift he won't give you, you can take it with you. The gift that the adversary gives you, you can't take it with you. He has no power.
None.
And the crazy part about it is, you could have had all that crap you wanted aligned with the God you should be with.
Should be with. He said, "Give you the desires of your heart," and that's the part we keep talking about. I was talking about the Yawan earlier. I was saying when we change, our desires change. So the Most High will give you what you want because if you are following Him, His law,
World is
statutes, and
already
commandments,
yours.
you're gonna want that. You're gonna want the things that are righteous. Like I don't want to sit around a group of dudes that's telling me about their sexual conquest and how much money they make. That means absolutely nothing to me. But let me tell you, when I was 25, I was probably one of the loudest ones in the conversation.
Well, again, it goes along with what you're aligned with.
Yes.
It goes on what you're aligned with.
Yes.
If you are aligned with, let's say, hostile takeovers of companies,
Yep.
you don't care about the 20, 40-year man and his
And the gold watch.
Yeah. F that nigga. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Hire that new jack at lesser pay. Fuck him.
Because and they believe that that's being a man, that they're providing for their family. That's how.
Because they can't figure out how to do it in a loving way. Because again, what they paying homage to won't allow that.
It won't allow. It says there what they pray to says to them that you have to go through the same thing that I went through. So you have it in contracts. You have it
to
in rap
muddy your
artists.
waters.
Right. So you have the rap artists that got messed over by the label, and now they got their own label, and they got to mess over the next artist because
And they're going to do it.
And they're going to go.
Because that's the standard, baby.
Because that is the standard.
If I didn't do you that, you wouldn't respect me because that's the world that you're in.
Again, take it to football. Hazing. The new rookies that come in got to go through a process, got to go through an initiation. They got to buy things, they got to do things. So it's the same. So let's wrap it up because it's 11:30. I want y'all to get this true understanding. So D, when you were there, talk to them about that.
The short end of the story is this, man. Like I said before, don't worry about being judged by man and done because he has no power over you. He has power over you when you don't know that. the minute that you truly understand that, then you free from embarrassment, you free from fear, you free from whatever his consequences are.
Yes.
Now, what I was told is what he's telling us on this side. Choose life, which means choose love. Choose thyself.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like that, you nurture your nucleus.
Yes.
You nurture your family. You're paying homage to where you come from.
Yes.
You make a family by learning from the family you came from. Let's say you come from a dysfunctional family and you don't know no better. But this is how you learn to know better.
Yeah.
Learn thyself, because it's innate. It's already in you,
Already
baby.
in there.
But you're not paying attention to yourself.
You're doing what you saw other people do.
Thank you. You trying to get yours because you
trying to
figure
emulate
that
that.
fucking Hellcat go add inches to your dick, and it won't. It won't.
It's Shabbat B.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Forgive me.
What I'm saying is this. It's in you already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in you.
Now you might have to have some days by yourself. Refine yourself.
You need them
as you by yourself.
Yes. Now, these is last thing I wanted, because I remember how vivid you expressed how it was when you were looking in the light. So give them that part, because I remember you told me you was in between. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, see, I wasn't allowed to stay, so I was in between. Okay, meaning that you feel like, bruh, like you in the talents of a mighty eagle, and you cool where you at, because you know you dealing with something greater than you, and you feel nothing but immense love. It's nothing to be scared of.
Nothing to be scared of.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing to be scared of. The reason why I believe I was allowed to see that, man didn't know what my intent was, but their boy did. And remember, what I say, I don't mean a man and I don't mean a woman. He already know your heart, sugar. You need to know it. You need to stay true to yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. You need to stay true to yourself. If you like beatboxing or soccer and everybody else playing basketball, be yourself.
A righteous self.
Be your righteous self.
And sometimes we gotta figure out what that is. And that's the journey.
That's the journey.
That's
your purpose in life. Because I'm gonna say it again. That is not the end. It's only the beginning.
Yes, my brother.
That's why the scientists, they don't even know why the heart stopped beating.
Nope.
You know why the heart don't stop beating? Because you don't die. But because certain things happen before our time, but now it's on you.
Yeah.
It's not on the people that came before you. It's on you.
It's on you.
You. Yes, you. Like how Uncle Sam said, I want you.
So let's finish it up. So as D is explaining, and as Solomon is saying, it is all vanity. All the things that we are trying to get in life, all the things that we're trying to amass. And trust me, as I read these scriptures, I have that in my mind. There's many big business things that I'm trying to get done outside of Hebrew state of being, so I can take care of my family, put a stamp on my generation.
But it will happen in due time.
But sometimes I think this is all for naught. It's all vanity. You know what I'm saying? It's all vanity, and sometimes it's hard because you'll get so much into meditating and being with the Most High. It's like I don't want to do nothing else. You just want to, like they said, you in that love when you get to that niche and you feel that love
with His presence, boy, and there will be no mistake. You will know where you at.
Yes, it's like
how Richard Pryor said, when he was on fire, walking down the street, people got out of his way. It's like that.
It's just like that. So here it says, then said I in my heart, as it happened to the fool, so it happened to even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, that is also vanity. So he's saying to look at why something happens to somebody else and not to me. And to think that because I'm better or because I'm more into the walk than somebody else, that's vanity. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. You ain't in competition with nobody but your flesh. You fighting your flesh, period. All right?
Period.
You ain't got your sister, your mama, your cousins ain't even in the game.
And what you have to understand is they going through the same thing.
Yes, yes. So then it says, for there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever. Seeing that which now is in the days to come shall be all forgotten. And how does a wise man? It says, so how do it the wise man? As the fool? So as a wise man does these things and know that they will become forgotten, he does them just as a fool does. He's trying to say that we all do these things in our life, whether it be righteous or iniquity, but it all are going to come.
You are no better.
Yeah, you are no better. Therefore, I hated life. This is Solomon said. After he figured out there was no separation, so I'm like, hold on, I'm supposed to be king. I get to do all these things.
What
I got
about
the
my
ring.
status?
Yeah, what about my
I
status?
don't pay taxes.
So he said, I play the same fool as the other old dude over there. Yeah, Solomon. Yeah, bro.
Tell me I ain't nothing but dust in the wind.
Yeah,
with
bro.
all this gold.
With all this big old house I got, with this fine old car I'm whipping. Yeah. Yeah. It says the filthy of labor, right? The futility of labor. It says, yea, I hated. Well, I'm sorry, let me finish down. I hated life because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. Now Solomon's really getting into it. Like, man, I built all these kingdoms, my name. Now when I die, somebody's gonna just take Solomon off of that. He's gonna put Jared on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, what am I doing all this for? He says, and who knoweth, rather he shall be a wise man or a fool, yet shall he have rule over all my labor when I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. When I saw this line, I thought about a married couple all the time. When they be like, you gonna get mad, you gonna get with somebody after I die? Man, that's vanity, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about what the living is gonna do when you gonna be in the bosom of the Most High, that's vanity. And that's exactly what he's going through.
Exactly. But poor baby, he ain't know no better.
He ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying?
Me, when you with him, you ain't worried about what's happening down here.
You ain't worried about down there. You can care less. You look at him like you better get yours. Like Bob Marley, he better get yours on this green earth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, got yours.
Gotta get mine.
Bob Marley said, if you know what is worth, what life is worth, then you will get yours on God's green earth. You won't be looking for some man in the sky that, man, stand up for your rights, like my man Bob said. So this here is like, it's not about what you do is going to be everlasting for you. It's not. That's why you live the life for him, so that you have put forth another person that can get that everlasting salvation that you're going to get, that in the love of the Most High that he's going to get. And the Most High says, if you do that, the rest of the stuff you need, I'm going to take care of that. Pimping, if you walk in this thing, I got you.
You serving your purpose.
And y'all read, I'm glad you're in the building, baby. It says, and who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool man? So after you die, it doesn't matter what's on this earth. Who is taking over your name, or who is standing in your steps and your feet. It don't matter what they do with it or not. You did your part. That's all that you are judged on. It says, therefore, I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. So now, this fool, after doing the work of the Most High, building the kingdom, the first temple, ain't the God Most High has never been in any building on this earth. I want you to understand, Solomon is saying after he did all of this and the Most High is resting in this temple, that he still feel like he ain't did nothing. Like. So 21 it says, for there is a man whose labor is in wisdom, and in knowledge, and in equity. Yet to a man that had not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. Oh, this also is vanity and a great evil. So what he's saying here is that a man who labors in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity, that man is not laboring for nothing. That man has got his portion in the next place.
Yeah.
It don't matter what's on this end and who does it, whatever. Worrying about it is also a vanity and a great evil. What people do with your knowledge, what people do with your wisdom, what people do
You
with
don't
your
have nothing to do with that.
nothing to do with that.
You did your part.
You did your part and stop looking for man to reward you. Because Most High also said that if you're looking for man's reward, that's all you'll get.
And you can't deceive him. Don't try to play that game.
Oh no.
If you're gonna do that, stay a Christian.
Stop playing. Yeah, just stop. Just stay where you at and play the ignorant role. Like, ignorant is bliss. I ain't know no
Stay
better.
a
I stay right
Christian,
here.
stay a Baptist,
Stay
stay
where you
whatever
at.
you are.
Whatever you playing with,
Yeah.
stay with that. And it says, for what hath a man of all his labor and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he hath labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrow, and his travail is grief. Yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. When it says that you can't even sleep at night because you're concerned about somebody going to steal what you done made or somebody trying to get you, but isn't that our society? What we say,
Exactly.
I don't sleep, we don't sleep, and you got to catch me sleeping, and you fool got to wake up early.
24/7.
24/7, yeah. That's not what the Most High wants for us. He don't want us to be gangsters with 24 guns and sleeping with pit bulls by our bed. That ain't what he had for. He wants you to sleep with your pretty little head at rest, knowing that he got you.
Exactly.
Knowing he got you. See, I don't want my babies with the little 22s under their pillow. I don't want my ladies feeling like they gotta protect themselves. My men, I'm gonna need you to understand what is righteousness and what is labor and what is wisdom. When I went to Big Deal, we walking out and the ladies walking up with two with a heavy water, can't get it into the house. Barely making it. The first thought is she fine? The first thought shouldn't be, this is my opportunity to slide up. It should be, whoa, can I help? Let me just help you with your thing. I don't even know your name. I don't even know nothing about what's going on. Can I help you get from A to B because you look like you're struggling? That's all I need to do right here. That's what the Most High requires of us.
So remember now, we all creatures of our own habits. Give yourself some time.
Yes.
Give yourself some time.
Don't be hard on yourself. Do not, and that's part of the vanity. If you're hard on yourself, that's part of the vanity. Because now you're making yourself your own warden. The Most High is the one that's going to tell you yay or nay. He says, don't use your own mind. Don't psychoanalyze yourself, or what we would say is mind F yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do not mind F yourself.
That's why I try to reduce things to its lowest term.
That's what the Most
break it
High
down
is.
to the organic, the last compound.
Yes,
Like
that's
I
the
told you,
thesis.
the
Yes.
short end of the story is, you choose love, you choose life.
Yes.
True life is everlasting.
True light is everlasting.
So don't say you love somebody and you don't.
Ooh.
What I'm
Yes.
trying to say is,
Yes.
you need to value that like how you value whatever material thing what I'm saying is love yourself first, so then you can love others. So when you do see a female, that ain't your first thought. Your first thought is, okay, I see it in this kind of situation, how can I help?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to be a loving person. And remember now, don't do it for her to thank you or whatever.
Right.
Don't do it for that.
Right.
You're doing it for yourself.
Because it's your barakas you're going to get back. You're not doing it for the pat on the back. It says, there is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. Not good labor, but enjoy good in his labor. Enjoy the fact that you just did something good, and not that you're looking for a reward. You're looking for a pat on the back. You're looking for somebody to say, "Gold star for you." You know what I'm saying?
That's the road of exaltation. You right
Yes.
back where you started.
Right back where you started from. It says if you're gonna do it for the goodness of good. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And it says, this also I saw that it was from the hand of the Most High. Now that part he says is not vanity. He said that part of doing it for the good and enjoying the fact that you did something good at the end of the day, that's the hand of the Most High. For who can eat or who else can hasten hereunto more than I?
Well, even the false people know that. That's why when they created their saints, they said, well, St. Patrick did it for the peoples.
Right.
And St. this and St. that. And you don't have to be a saint. You could be a Homo sapien, a human being.
Yeah.
And be a loving person.
That's right. That's right. And Solomon is saying now, who can eat more than me? Who can drink more than me? Who can get down more than me? And he says, for the Most High giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom. So hold up. The Most High hold wisdom back from you if you can't figure out good. If you can't figure out just to be nice, the Most High is going to hold back wisdom because he wants you to feel what's going to happen to you. He wants you to feel your iniquity. He wants you to know that that's the wrong way to go. He wants you to know every time you touch that socket, you're going to get electrocuted. It says, for the Most High give it to a man that is good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy. I like the order.
It's all relative.
Wisdom first, knowledge, then that brings joy. See, a child has joy by just what they see. A child has joy by just what they taste. A child gets joy because they see a clown, they see comedy. But a daughter of Zion, a woman, a man, he will understand wisdom and knowledge, and his joy will come out of the things that wisdom and knowledge says is prudent, makes sense. This is good to do. That's where your joy comes in. Being a child and having the joys of the shiny things in this world will bring you hell and damnation. And it says, but to the sinner, he giveth travail, issues, to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before the Most High. Oh, so now the Most High is saying that, look, I make the dummies go out there, shoot up, kill up, blah, 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 because you know what they say, a fool and his money soon departs, right?
Oh, they say a whole lot of things.
A whole lot of things. So it means that when the fools are out there, the Most High say, I got them out there doing the foolish things to get money, but they're going to soon depart from that money. They're going to have to give it to somebody with wisdom because they can't do nothing else with it.
And remember now, when you an immature mind and you're grown, and you're not in line with yourself spiritually, guess who controlling you?
Ooh.
Somebody you never met.
Never met.
But you are being controlled.
And you ain't even got the address to go address the fact that they kind of controlling you.
Why you think when the population's so mad, they kill a black man and they burn up their own stuff? Because they so frustrated, they don't know which way it's up.
Nope. And they can't put a finger on their government because they know the government did it, but they can't go and shoot the president.
There you go.
But they're going to get them a Negro.
There you go.
They can go have a picnic, huh?
There you go.
Pick a Negro, huh? Well,
so what we saying is your arms are too short for that fight.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely too short. So guys, that is our show for tonight. And I'm gonna play this song as we go out, man. I pray that y'all enjoyed having my brother here as much as I enjoyed having him in the building tonight. Man, this was one of these shows I'm gonna rewind and I'm going to watch over and make clips of and push it because, you know, I love this brother, you know what I'm saying? And it's mutual. I know he got my back no matter what. He may not read these scriptures as much as I do, and I may not give him a Hebrew name, but I guarantee you, If my phone call or his phone call or mine, we answer. And we there for each other, no matter what. Even if we just rubbing 2 pennies together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
we serve the same Creator, the same God. Again, people, we all the same.
we all the same.
The challenge is for you to recognize that.
Yeah.
Again, we've been kidnapped. They done brainwashed our parents and things. But
Yes.
again, it's on you. It's
Yes.
on you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So with that, we're gonna play this song that my brother Alan hooked me up with, because this is what we need to be on Shabbat. The power of coming into the Most High. The Most High. The power of following Shabbat. And this song here, man, like I said,
Because that's the only thing that's going to free us, is Him.
Is Him.
All right?
Is Him. And this song here is the 2 goals that we have. Remember, in the New Testament, the disciples asked Yahshua, what, you give us all of these different things to study and all these laws, statutes, and commandments. What's the thing? What's the one thing that we should hang everything on? And he said, I'm going to give you 2. 1, love the Most High more than anything. Secondly, love your brother and your sisters as much as you love yourself.
All right.
So this song, 2 goals, is what all our brothers and sisters should have. The 2 goals is peace and to put a hole in the devil's chest.
There you go.
Yeah. First of all, I confess I'm a kingdom resident and not here as a guest.
Kingdom resident,
I don't
not a
chase
guest.
for the press, I just say it with my chest. Too much, say less. My mind's at rest, and because of Jesus, I have been blessed. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I'm running like David toward my Goliath. I pray to the highest, He is my weapon. Teach these haters a lesson. I will pass if they test. Got hit hard, you know how that felt. Now I'm kicking back like I got a black belt, and I'm gonna do my best just to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I'm wrestling, but not against flesh and blood, and not against kings and love, but powers and rulers and principalities. You speaking life, it becomes reality. I just gotta see the fulfillment of His will on my life, and I just gotta be the best man for my children and my wife. I'm practicing patient ways at the same time taking vacation days. One area code and I'm still calling plays. That ain't even fair. The devil like he went and sold you, he ain't even here. I don't take the credit. Don't even say my name. The God that I serve, he don't really play them games. Get fresh. We about to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
was in the building, my sister. Yeah. It was a beautiful night. All praise, man. Y'all be at rest. I pray y'all got food, got everything you need. You can meditate on
I was
Him.
stressed out,
Let
I
Him
was full
talk
of
to you.
pain. I'm like Jesus on the boat in the hurricane. I'm so sleep. God got that. So I won't worry, I'ma take one more nap. As soon as the devil try to set one more trap, I open the Bible and look at one more map to help a brother navigate through this test, and then put a hole in that devil's chest. I give